Now, another use case I want to take a look at is creative writing. So what we can do with ChatGPT is ask it to write something creative for us. Now, that can be a poem, it can be a story, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up with a story. Now, the best way to get, I guess, the most out of ChatGPT when it comes to creative writing is to give it the best prompt possible. Now, we'll go more into that when we get to the topic of prompt engineering, but before we even get into that, I'm just going to ask it to write me a short story. Now, of course, I need to let ChatGPT know what the story is going to be about. So I've said, write a short story about a boy who lived down the road. Super brief, there's nothing really detailed, but you'll be surprised, ChatGPT can actually produce a story about something so simple. So if I say write a story about a boy who lived down the road, it gives me even a character name, it tells me where he lived, beautiful garden. It'll write the entire story for you. Now, one of the things that I've noticed with ChatGPT is actually the character limit. Now, I haven't gone and exactly measured what the character limit is, and I don't actually think there is a specific character limit, but you'll notice that the outputs aren't too long. They probably run the size of your desktop screen, maybe a few paragraphs. But if you're writing a story, obviously this isn't going to be a novel. You know, it'll write this amount of text, and that's not going to be the size of a novel. Now, one of the ways I've found to be able to extend the responses or get the most out of ChatGPT when it comes to creative writing is to break up my prompts into sections. So if you're writing a novel, I would break it up into chapters, and I would even break the chapters into smaller sections. So if I have a story in mind, and for example, I know what the plot is going to be roughly, but I just want ChatGPT to fill in those gaps, I'll break that down to little points, each of the events that happens, and ask ChatGPT to explain those or expand on those points. So that was for creative writing. We can ask it to write us a poem if I just said the same thing instead of a short story, and it'll do exactly that.